It's been what, 8 years now since the Dragon Ball Super anime and manga first came out, and we've had plenty of crazy developments so far. And no, I don't just mean Beerus having a new favorite food every episode or chapter. From Golden Frieza to Goku Black and even Gogeta Blue, we're gonna go through the whole story right now and talk about the biggest glow-ups in Dragon Ball Super. The first one we're gonna start off with has to be Super Saiyan God, the first transformation in the Dragon Ball Super series. You see, before Super Saiyan God, there wasn't really a variety in terms of Super Saiyans. It was just golden. Super Saiyan 1 was regular golden, Super Saiyan 2 was golden but with spikier hair, and Super Saiyan 3 is actually just golden with spikier hair even further beyond. But with Super Saiyan God, a new era was brought upon the Dragon Ball universe. From here on out, a glow up kinda just meant a change in hair color. In hindsight, Super Saiyan God is still the most unique transformation in the entire story. It requires 5 other Saiyans to concentrate their ki and pour their hearts into the body of a user. And what makes this technique unique is that it involves both a ritual and other people. Once the ritual is successful, divine energy starts swirling around them, and soon, the mythical Super Saiyan God is born. It's not the best glow up in Dragon Ball Super by any means, and this transformation was achieved by much easier methods later on, but the context and the novelty makes this transformation the perfect way to kick off the Dragon Ball Super series. Next, we gotta talk about Golden Frieza. Frieza chose to keep the name simple as to not confuse Goku and us too, and I guess the golden color here is because Super Saiyan is still living rent-free in his head. It took Frieza just 4 months of training to get to a level where he was strong enough to face off against a Goku who had already fought against Beerus, but Frieza wasn't used to it. He pulled up to Earth the moment he had this glow up, and as Goku said, if he had just waited and gotten himself used to this form, he would have had an actual proper understanding and he probably would have beat them, but that wasn't the case. If you guys haven't already, be sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe for more content like this, but eventually Frieza did gain mastery over this form. Before he was recruited to be a part of Universe 7's team in the Tournament of Power, he revealed something called True Golden Frieza. Even when he was hanging from that tree like a fruit, Frieza was able to still get stronger thanks to the mental training he did, and this transformation is the result of that. In some ways, Golden Frieza is like the big and bulky transformations Vegeta and Trunks did during the Cell Game saga, while True Golden Frieza is more like Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. It gives him a much more thorough understanding of energy manipulation, and he also becomes able to use destruction spheres. But Golden Frieza's glow up did not stop there. During the Tournament of Power itself, Frieza has another one called Fury Golden Frieza. He used this against full power Jiren, but because of the intensity of all the power he was outputting, he couldn't keep it up long enough to be a threat to Jiren. But going back to the fight against Golden Frieza, he thought that he was finally going to be able to humiliate the Saiyans, but unfortunately the Saiyans had evolved as well. By this point, they were at Super Saiyan Blue level. In Goku's own words, this is what happens when a Saiyan with the power of a Super Saiyan God further transforms himself into a Super Saiyan. The calm and serene nature of this form pretty much makes it the new default transformation. During this battle, Vegeta tells Frieza that he's been a Super Saiyan for years now, and he too has the power of a god. The thing about Super Saiyan Blue though is that its default nature allows Goku and Vegeta to do some pretty interesting things with it. Goku was able to use Kaioken on top of it during the fight with Hit, and as for Vegeta, he perfects this form and attains perfected Super Saiyan Blue. He uses this form to spar against Beerus in the manga, and this happens before the Tournament of Power, and he was good enough for Beerus to say that he could have been a candidate for God of Destruction in another universe. But that's not where Super Saiyan Blue glow-ups stop at all. After Goku learns Ultra Instinct and leaves everyone else in the dust, Vegeta gets stronger in his own unique way. He doesn't want to just learn Ultra Instinct like Goku though, so Vegeta evolves to the next level of Super Saiyan Blue called Super Saiyan Blue Evolved. It was the equivalent damn near to Goku's Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken. And now, of course, we gotta do a little bit of talking about Zamasu and Goku Black. When Zamasu fights Goku in the original timeline, he develops an obsession with Goku's body. I mean, he was down bad enough to go and ask Super Shenron to trade his body with Goku's. Although in the manga, of course, if you guys remember, he ends up in Monaka's body briefly because Monaka is the strongest, obviously. So when Zamasu became Goku Black, he has all of the abilities, techniques, instincts, and even transformations that Goku was capable of up until this point. He was able to become Super Saiyan, and he was also able to become the godlike Super Saiyan as well, and this is what we know as Super Saiyan Rose. Super Saiyan Rose is basically just a different variation of Super Saiyan Blue. There was also that Fused Zamasu transformation, which I guess you could call Super Saiyan White if you really wanted to, but I'm not. Goku and Vegeta eventually end up having to use the Potara earrings to become Vegito and then Vegito Blue in this battle. It was very effective to say the least. The fusion always is, but now on to where the glow-ups actually happen, the Tournament of Power. We already talked about Fury Golden Frieza and Super Saiyan Blue Evolve, but what we haven't talked about yet is probably the coolest and most badass glow-up in the entire Dragon Ball Super series, Ultra Instinct. There's a reason why episode 110 of Dragon Ball Super literally broke the internet, if you guys remember. It was just too hype and too good. It's probably still on the hub to this day. The animation sequence, the music, and the transformation itself, it was by far the best glow up for anybody in the story. Throughout the whole 48 minutes of the Tournament of Power, Goku wasn't just able to awaken Ultra Instinct, he also gained some mastery over it. Following the Tournament of Power, we then have the Broly movie. Broly doesn't show us anything we haven't seen before, if I'm being honest, but the movie itself is probably still my favorite Dragon Ball Super film to date. In just his wrathful state, Broly is eventually able to go toe-to-toe with Goku and Vegeta in their Super Saiyan Blue forms. He hasn't even figured out how to turn into a Super Saiyan and barely knows how to fight yet. He does transform into a Super Saiyan when his father is killed though, and in this form, he just dish-ragged Frieza for I think an hour straight, if I'm not mistaken. During the fight with Gogeta, Broly struggles at first, but only until he releases Super Saiyan Broly full power. Because what happens next is a battle that metaphorically shattered the boundaries of the universe. Gogeta Blue ultimately defeats him, but that was really unfair if we're being honest. I mean, look at how far Broly was able to get without God Ki at all. Following the movie, we had the events of the Galactic Patrol Saga. In this saga, we see Vegeta learn Force Spirit Vision from Yardrat. Moro becomes able to use Perfected Ultra Instinct by copying the abilities of Mirror, and as far as Goku, he gains an even deeper understanding of Ultra Instinct and becomes able to activate or deactivate it at will now. This saga was impressive in many ways in my opinion. It's still one of my favorite in the Dragon Ball Super manga to date, but in terms of blow-ups, it didn't really bring anything new to the table, which is then gonna bring us to the Granola Saga. Vegeta puts his recent training with Beerus to use and shows us all Ultra Ego for the very first time. Ultra Ego to Destroyers is basically what Ultra Instinct is to Angels, and it was a great way to kind of bring Vegeta's power back into the dynamic of everything again. But we'll have to wait a little bit longer until Vegeta gains enough of an understanding of this transformation, because at the moment, it's just not comparable to where Goku is with Ultra Instinct. Speaking of Goku, this is when he whips out true Ultra Instinct, his own personal variant of Ultra Instinct, and that's pretty much that. Both Goku and Vegeta are looking pretty good with their new forms, but this would only last until Frieza shows up with his new form. Black Frieza is pretty much just what happens when you keep giving chances to the most evil person in the show, and then all of a sudden he comes back stronger than the main character. In this form, Frieza easily killed Awakened Gas and one-shot both Goku and Vegeta while they were in those Ultra forms. At the very least, Black Frieza is Frieza's biggest glow-up to date. It surpasses Golden, True Golden, everything before. It's going to be pretty interesting to see if the anime can make Ultra Ego Vegeta and Black Frieza look as cool as they did Ultra Instinct, but that's a while away, I'm sure. Finally, we got Beast Gohan and Orange Piccolo, the most recent transformations in the series. It had been forever since Piccolo last had a major power-up, and I really mean forever. I think it hasn't happened since he fused with Kami during the Cell Saga, but in the latest Dragon Ball Super movie, Piccolo decides to be a little selfish and asks Shenron to unleash his inner potential. Shenron was in a pretty good mood, so he gave him a new transformation on top of that, and that's what we call Orange Piccolo. And according to some statistics, this form of Piccolo is said to rival Goku, but to what extent exactly, that's unknown right now. As for Beast Gohan, we had been waiting for something like this for a while, because before the Tournament of Power, Gohan had told Goku that his goal is an ultimate transformation that no one else has seen before. Even during the Tournament of Power, he told Kefla something like how his goal is to evolve as a human and not a Saiyan. Kind of paradoxical if you ask me, but Beast Gohan is the direct evolution of Gohan's own unique potential unleashed state. There are some implications that he may have already passed Goku and Vegeta, but we're just gonna have to wait until the manga actually gets us to that point in the story. But as far as the biggest glow-ups in Dragon Ball Super, number one, of course, has to go to Ultra Instinct Goku easily. I don't think anybody's gonna argue that. Number 2 is probably going to be split between Ultra Ego, Black Frieza, Orange Piccolo, and Beast Gohan. I think that's fair. And Super Saiyan Rose, Full Power Super Saiyan Broly, and I'll throw Rage Trunks in there. They're going to bring up the rear. But that is going to do it for today's video, guys. I hope you all enjoyed the biggest glow-ups in Dragon Ball Super. I know I left a couple of guys out here and there, but you can't argue with Ultra Instinct Goku. It broke Google for... Come on. Like, come on. But anyways, be sure to leave a like on the video before getting out of here. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on those notifications as well. I think around 65 or 70% of you guys that watch my videos aren't subscribed. So let's try to flip that number around. But anyways, have a great day. I will see you all in the next one.